Today we're looking at several characteristic reactions between acids and bases, and also acids and other substances. So our reactions are an acid and metal reaction. So when an acid reacts with a metal, it characteristically makes a salt and hydrogen. So another is acid reacting with a carbonate or bicarbonate. So that would be carbonate is CO3 2-, or bicarbonate, which is HCO3-. So here we have an acid reacting with bicarbonate, and these produce carbon dioxide, water, and a salt. Last, we have acids and bases. Strong acids and strong bases react to neutralize each other. We have a strong acid with a strong base, and this produces salt and water. So in the next examples, we are first determining what type of reaction is occurring, and then we're going to complete the equation. So first we have zinc carbonate with HBr, hydrobromic acid. So first, let's figure out what kind of reaction we have. Based on the types that we just saw, since there's carbonate in here, a CO3, we predict that this is a carbonate reaction, and the products then would be carbon dioxide, water, and salt. So we can predict CO2 plus H2O plus a salt, which is formed from the combination of the cation and the anion. So the cation, that would be the zinc here, is going to combine with the bromide. So we're going to have this combination. Now zinc is 2+, bromide is 1-. So that's going to make the combination ZnBr2. Now we need to balance the equation. So we can make our T-table. We have zinc. Since the carbonate gets broken up, I'm going to C, oxygen, hydrogen, and bromine. Zinc, carbon, oxygen, hydrogen, and bromine. We have the reactants. 1 is 1 on the right. Zinc is 1. Oxygen is plus 2 more there. Total of. And then we have hydrogen. It's 2. Is 2. So our issue here is with the hydrogen and the bromine. We just need to put, and that will give us 2 hydrogens and 2 bromines on the left, and that's balanced. Let's try the next example. So now we have zinc combining with hydrochloric acid, HCl. So based on our types of reactions, we can predict, since we have a metal and an acid, we can predict it's this characteristic reaction that will produce a salt and hydrogen. So we know that this will produce hydrogen gas, and the salt that forms is the combination of the metal and the anion from the acid. So we have zinc 2 plus combining with Cl minus, and that's going to form the combination ZnCl2. Now we need to check to see if it's balanced. There's 2 chlorines here, 1 over there, 2 hydrogens here, 1 over there. If we put a 2 in front of 2 HCl, we'll have 2 hydrogens, chlorines, and that's 1. So next we have 4 and MgOH2, sulfuric acid and magnesium hydroxide. So since we have here an acid, sulfuric acid, and magnesium hydroxide, hydroxide in combination with a group 1A or 2A element often means it's a strong base. So we have a strong acid and a strong base. So we can predict that the acid and base reaction will neutralize, will produce a salt and water. So we know we'll have water, and a salt will form from the anion from the acid in combination with the cation from the base. So we have Mg, which is 2 plus, and SO4, which is 2 minus. When those crisscross, Mg2SO4 parentheses 2, we then reduce that ratio to SO4. So we have MgSO4. Magnesium sulfate is the salt. Now we need to check to see if this is balanced. Let's go ahead and write out a T chart. So I have hydrogen, sulfur, oxygen, and magnesium. Hydrogen, sulfur, oxygen, and magnesium. Hydrogen, there's 2 plus 2 more, makes 4. Sulfur, there's 1. Oxygen, there's 4 here, plus 2 more, makes 6. Magnesium, there's 1. And that should be Mg. Hydrogen, there's 2 on the right. Sulfur, there's 1. Oxygen, 4 plus 1 more, 5. Magnesium, 1. So we need to get the hydrogen balanced and the oxygen fixed as well. If we put a 2 here, that would give us 4 hydrogens and would give us 1 more oxygen, and that should do it. 2 right there gives us 4 hydrogens on the right, and 2 oxygens plus 4 makes 6. And oops, I put that in the wrong spot. So we still have 1 sulfur, 1 magnesium, and so that's balanced. Let's do one more example. Let's say we have HCl and NaHCl3. I'll just do this one on here. So we have an acid and a carbonate. So here we have the acid and carbonate characteristic reaction. So we can predict from this we'll have carbon dioxide, water, and a salt. The salt is the combination of the anion from the acid and the cation of the carbonate. Na and Cl combine. Na is plus 1, Cl is minus 1, so those combine to make NaCl. Check to see if it's balanced, and so we have two hydrogens, one chlorine, one sodium, one carbon, three oxygens, 2 and 3 oxygens. So this is a balanced equation.